It's a challenging thing at the moment because there are so many blogs out there. You are entering into a very cluttered space, and so to break out above what everyone else is doing can be quite difficult. But the rewards are there also in many ways. You can make a living from it, but perhaps even more powerful than that is the influence that you can grow through having a successful blog.
The challenges are, there's so many challenges. I think the biggest one is sticking to it and staying with it even in the hard times and when the creativity is not coming and when people are trolling and insulting you. I think there's so many rewards. I mean, the fact that I'm saying this from Austin, Texas, where I live in the UK, that's a reward in itself. I have the freedom to go to all of my daughter's school things, whereas before I had a 9-to-5 job and I had to ask permission for the slightest thing. And that's even when you don't get into the financial stuff. But the financial stuff doesn't come straight away. You meet lots of nice people, either through the internet or in person. You get to really get into your subject. You learn a lot. I had a photography blog, not as big as Darren's, and I learned all about photography through the community. So there's tons of benefits. It's fantastic.
Probably the biggest one that I hear is that it's easy money. I have people coming to me semi-regularly saying, I've just quit my job to go pro as a blogger, and you unpack that a little bit with them and find out that they're actually yet to start the blog or they've only just started. It actually takes a year, 2 years, 3 years, and even then there's no guarantees that you'll be successful with a blog.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that it's a personal diary. I see on the news and in the media a lot of the time people mocking bloggers as being armchair quarterbacks or writing about what their cat did today or what they had for as a sandwich. And you know, there is some of that, but not so much. I think another misconception is that you have to be this fantastic Shakespearean writer or a journalist. You know, you just have to express yourself and get your point across. And I think another misconception is that it's going to be easy and that you're going to make $1 million overnight. And people think because of our book title that that's what we're saying, but actually all the way through the book we actually say, look, you need to stick with it, you need to do the right things, you have to choose the right market. You know, it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be overnight. Yeah, I think more people understand what a blog is now than ever before.
There's a number of changes, lots of little updates, but two of the main additions to the book are one on social media and your blog. Since we wrote the first edition, social media has exploded. We've got Twitter, Facebook is continuing to grow incredibly, YouTube, and bloggers are now using these social media tools to grow their blog, to drive traffic to their blog, to build their brand, and to grow their influence and even to make money. So that's something that we explore in a new chapter. And the other new chapter is a chapter called Taking Your Blog to the Next Level, and it's a case study of one of my blogs, Digital Photography School, where I walk readers through the beginnings and the 4 years that it's taken to grow that blog to the point that it's at now. In the first 2 years, I really focused on 4 major things. The first one was building the most useful content that I possibly could. Content that is solving problems for people, content that is enhancing their lives in some way, content that is either entertaining or a how-to type piece. If you're writing that type of content, people will want to come back and they'll want to share it with their friends. So you want to write content that people, their first reaction is to want to share this. I need to tell someone about this. If you can consistently produce that type of content, people will come back. The second thing you want to do, particularly in the early days of your blog, is get out there and be promoting your content. You can write the most useful blog in the world and no one will know about it unless you actually seed that content out onto the web. So you want to ask the question, who do I want to reach and where are they gathering online? So for my photography site, it was about getting into sites like Flickr or other photography blogs and forums and actually building a presence there. Not spamming them, not just leaving links, but actually being useful in those places so people will want to check out who you are. That actually drives traffic back to your blog and helps you to become more influential. The third thing I'd say you need to do is to build community on your blog. Blogs are wonderful in that they are very interactive spaces. Most blogs by default have a comment section, so drive people to that. Don't just write useful content, but actually engage them with a question. Ask them to respond to a poll, start a debate. Get people engaging by telling their story or sharing a photo or sharing a video of their own. Once you get people interacting in that way, they're investing into your blog, and again, they're more likely to come back because they've put something of themselves onto it. And the fourth thing I'd suggest that you do is build into your blog some way for people to become loyal to it. So you want to capture their details some way. A lot of bloggers use RSS feeds to give people a way to subscribe to their blog, and that's great, but I prefer to get people's email addresses and to develop a newsletter alongside my blog. So on my blogs, I send out a weekly newsletter that points people to new stuff on the blog, but also points them to competitions and to the community aspects of the blog as well, that drives them back to it every week. If you do that every week, people feel like they're in a relationship with you, and again, they'll become very loyal to your blog and they'll want to drive other people to it as well.